At first, I convinced myself that it was normal. Surely it was just age or the keratin treatments or the crushing burden of being alive. Surely this was all just normal. After all, there's that quote that says that in life there's only three things that are for sure: death, taxes, and balding, right? At least that's the way that I had always heard the quote. Hi, my name is Tati and I'm lactose intolerant. Welcome to my channel. I'm also balding. Or maybe I'm not. Or maybe I am. I'm not so sure. It's hard to keep track of all of the little tragedies happening in my life these days. Let's explore my midlife crisis. Denial. Sure, I had to vacuum more about every day in the bathroom, and there were just clumps and clumps of hair coming out every time I showered or brushed my hair, but if anything, that was just proof that I wasn't balding. Would a balding person have that much hair to lose? Methinks not. Lots of people are balding. That's why it's such a commonly talked about subject on the internet. Sure, those people are mostly men, but whatever. Acceptance. Then came that fated day. I looked in the mirror and realized that through the light, I could see way more of my scalp than I had ever been able to see before. I could see the entire shape of my skull in a way that was very uncomfortable. I had never wanted to know what my skull looked like, and I still don't. But now, I know, and some things cannot be easily forgotten. The worst part is that when I brought it up to my friends, my family, my husband, when I tried to bring it up to everybody, including maybe sometimes strangers, nobody was like, "Oh, Tati, you're crazy. You have so much hair. You're definitely not balding." Instead, they just looked relieved and uncomfortable, like they were glad that it was out in the open and they weren't the ones that had to broach the subject. The few people that did say something, like my hairstylist, who shall henceforth be known for her bravery and that time that she gave me a French bob, despite the fact that it looked atrocious on me, she said, "Well, have you looked into methods that might help you regrow your hair?" No disagreement, just a frank piece of advice on how I might repair this situation. And that's when I had to face it. This was really happening. Bargaining. Now I know what you're thinking. Tati, you look so cool and pretty. I bet you're really chill in real life. And also, you don't look like you're balding at all. But the thing is, I've just gotten really, really good at covering it up, and I'll touch on that at the end of the video. Some of the things that I tried were a little bit expensive, and some were just inexpensive and time-consuming. The first thing I tried was sleeping in a silk bonnet. It's supposed to reduce friction on your hair so that there's less breakage, so that you're losing less hair overall, and I really like sleeping in my silk bonnet. I feel like an 18th century beauty about to get married in an ill-fated yet politically advantageous marriage to a duke. So demure. So tragic. The next thing I tried was the tangle teezer. It's a hairbrush with bristles, and you're meant to gently track it through your hair. Slowly, very gently. Gently, gently. And not like the way I was previously brushing my hair, which would be most akin to someone with a machete cutting their way through an unprecedented, beautiful, yet very, very bushy rainforest. These two interventions were the only two on my list to net a positive response from my hairstylist. I tried the Nature's Bounty Hair Skin Nails vitamins from Costco. They're very, very delicious. They're strawberry flavored, and they have a butt ton of biotin in them, which is supposed to be, necessary in creating DNA or something. With their strawberry scent and their pale pink color, I felt prettier just holding them in the palm of my hands. One time I had a really, really, really bad sugar craving, and because I don't keep snacks in the house, it was the only thing I had. So I ate about half of a bottle. So the good news is that they're very safe to overdose on. Nothing happened except me getting just terrible diarrhea. So in a lot of ways, they weren't effective, but they didn't have any negative side effects either. I did not personally see any sort of improvement from taking these for over a year. Next, I considered taking Nutrafol, which is a science-based vitamin meant to improve hair growth. Except the thing is that Nutrafol is about $90 a bottle, and baby ain't got that kind of money. Baby got student loans. Baby cannot be spending $90 on vitamins, so baby didn't buy them. But I did buy their competitor, Viviscal, which is, I think, $85 for a 3-month supply, still very expensive. The annoying thing about Viviscal is that it has a super yucky aftertaste. You wouldn't think so because it's just a tablet, but it's gross. And you have to take it twice a day, so every day you have to begin your day with a yucky aftertaste that reminds you of the fact that you're balding and have little to no control over your life. And every day you get to also end your day with a yucky reminder that you're balding and have zero control over your life. I've been taking Viviscal for over 6 months, and it's hard to say whether it's been doing anything. I will say though, despite having no effects, they don't have any side effects either. I haven't had like insomnia or a rash or superpowers or anything. Although it would be kind of cool to get a superpower. I've always said that if I could have any superpower, it would be the ability to produce perfectly chilled Coke Zero from my fingertip. I think that would be really awesome. Viviscal hasn't done that for me. Viviscal hasn't done anything for me other than effectively drain my disposable savings. And that brings us to current time. Now I dermaroll, which if you don't know what that is, it's a 18th century torture device. And then after that I put on Rogaine, which is a topical vasodilator meant to bring more blood to the surface area of your scalp to promote hair growth. I think. Nothing says beauty and wellness like digging thousands of tiny holes in your scalp and then slathering them with a mystery compound, right? Either way, I'm committed. And I'll be doing this until my scalp sloughs off, which might be a little bit sooner than anticipated. Denial, but more. While I waste my time and money, I have come up with trickery, ways of making it look like I'm not balding. One is L'Oreal's Root Touch-Up Spray, which makes it look like my scalp is black so you can't see through my hair. And the other thing that I have been trying is root volumizers that make my hair look like it's thicker than it really is. Overall, I've been at it over a year and I'm not really getting anywhere. I haven't really made any huge improvements. In fact, I'm balding a little bit more and more. But I'm committed to seeing this through. Or, maybe I'm just going to start wearing a wig. So if you see me on here next week with red hair, please don't say anything mean. If you have any tips on how I might be able to regrow my hair, please leave them in the comments. I would love to learn something new. Or don't, because I might be too busy just Googling if I can regrow my hair through positive affirmations instead. Thanks for being here today. Make sure not to waste your money. Please subscribe.